Hey first graders! In today's math lesson, we're going to continue our work from yesterday. We will partition shapes and identify halves and quarters of circles and rectangles. Go ahead and take a look at our two pizzas. We have Adam's pizza on the left and Sarah's pizza on the right. Now Adam decided to slice his pizza into halves. Sarah decided to slice her pizza into quarters. Who has more slices of pizza? Is it Adam or Sarah? Sarah has more slices of pizza. She cut her pizza into quarters, so she has 4 slices. Ben only cut his pizza into halves, so he has 2 slices. But let's say we're only looking at one piece of pizza from both Adam and Sarah. Whose piece is larger? Would you rather have 1/2 of a yummy pizza like Adam or 1/4 of a yummy pizza like Sarah? Stop and think. Which piece would you rather have? I would rather have the piece that's 1/2 of the pizza because a half is much larger than 1/4 of the pizza. And besides, we'd have to have 2/4 of the pizza if we wanted to get the same amount as 1/2. Let's try this with rectangles. This time I have 2 index cards in front of me, and they are exactly the same size. And I'm going to use my scissors to cut these rectangles into halves and quarters. I want to see which one will be larger, 1/2 of this card or 1/4 of this card. At home, I want you to stop and think, which one do you think is going to be larger, 1/2 or 1/4? Remember, 1/4 is the same as 1/4. So which one do you think is going to be larger? All right, let's find out which one will be larger. Let me show you how to cut a rectangle into halves. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to take my rectangle, my index card, and I'm just going to fold it in half, just like this. Then I'm going to take my scissors. I'm going to open my index card back up. And do you see how after I folded the index card, it made a line in the middle? I'm going to use my scissors to cut along this line. And there it is. I made 2 halves. Are all of these parts equal? Yeah, they're exactly the same size. How much of the paper is in each piece? This one is 1/2. Good job. How much of the paper is in this piece? 1/2. Perfect. 1/2, 2 halves. Okay. Next, let's cut this blue index card into fourths or quarters. To do this, we have to fold this index card in half. And then we have to fold it again. This way, when we cut it, there are going to be 4 equal parts. Let's open it up, and you'll see that they have the same lines from folding. Let's go ahead and let's cut these up right now. Perfect. Are all of the parts equal? Yes, they are. How much of the paper is in each piece? So for example, in this one piece, how much of the paper is it? It's 1/4 or 1/4. How much is in this piece? Also 1/4. And this one? 1/4. And this one? 1/4. Very good. Let's take one of our halves and let's take one of our fourths. Look at these two together. Which piece is larger or greater, first graders? Is 1/2 of the paper larger or is 1/4 of the paper larger? Shout it out at home. Yes, 1/2 of the paper is larger than the 1/4 of the paper. When we cut our paper into the two halves, how many pieces did we make? 1, 2. When we cut our paper into quarters, how many pieces did we make here? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 pieces. So, when we cut the paper into 2 pieces to make halves, our pieces were this size. What happened to the size of our pieces when we cut the same size paper into 4 pieces to make it into quarters? The pieces became smaller. Why do you think the pieces are smaller now, first graders? Stop and think. Well, we started with paper that was the exact same size, but after we cut them into more equal parts, of course the parts became smaller. We cut the paper into more pieces when we cut it into fourths or quarters. So our fourths are much smaller than our halves. You can also try this at home, first graders. All you need is to take 2 pieces of paper that are the same size, and you can also use index cards just like I did. Try cutting one into halves and the other one into quarters or fourths, and see which one is bigger, 1/2 or 1/4. Also, make sure you read the directions carefully for the problem set. Great job today in math, and we'll see you tomorrow.